Hello, Internet. Welcome back to another edition of Eric's Corner with the word to the not so wise. I've been smashing out a lot of videos here lately. If you like my channel, smash that subscribe button. I'd love to have some more followers to rant to, so on and so forth. But without further ado, we're going to get right into my next topic. BLM. That's right, Bureau of Land Management. God, how I cannot stand. No, obviously, that's not who I'm talking about. The Black Lives Matter movement, which spawned from police brutality against the black community. This is a very big, broad topic because we're going to dive into a few things and just police protocol in general. I mean, I'm pretty unhappy with a lot of things they do. I generally lean pretty pro law enforcement. You have to have law enforcement to have a civilized society. I do think they've gotten awfully trigger happy as of lately, but we're going to circle back to that later. The BLM movement. So the founders of this movement and this organization embezzled all the money that they have been donated. I mean, Candace Owens has looked into this, and love her, by the way. I mean, she's going to get to the bottom of it, I'm sure. So there's no reason for me to really look too far into it. But she's got these figures of some $80 million have been donated to this organization, and all the people that founded the, I don't know, what are they, a charity or nonprofit organization? I don't know what they are exactly. I don't care. But they've all bought mansions, and they haven't donated any of this money to inner cities or impoverished black communities. They've just done absolutely nothing but embezzle all of it. Charlie Kirk has thrown out some figures like into the billions, like 2 billion or something donated to them. I don't know. I've only heard that figure from him, and I might be misremembering. I did look into it before the video, but I couldn't find it. So basically, what I would teach my sons, and I do have sons that will stand out in my community. You know, I'm up here in Alaska. It's a pretty white community. A lot of you don't know this about me, but my girlfriend, who I've been with for almost 5 years now, is black. My sons are half black. They're not entirely white. So they do stand out in this community. They do have fairly light skin, which if you were wondering, then you're kind of an idiot because it shouldn't really make any difference. But I would teach them, you know, if you're approached by a police officer, he pulls you over for speeding, don't do this dumb shit. Yes, turn your video camera on. Don't crack your window, and don't try and put on a show for the internet, because that's mostly what these people are doing, and I've never seen it work out. Don't crack your window. Oh, why you stopped me? I'm being detained. What law am I breaking? Well, you were speeding. You were breaking the law. Something I like about making these videos, should something unfortunately happen to me, you know, my sons are pretty young, almost 4. You know, I have a 17-year-old stepson, a 10-year-old stepson that I've been their dad for almost 5 years now. Then almost 4-year-old, and just turned 2-year-old. What I like about these videos, should I not make it much longer, they can watch these videos, and they can get my advice on things they can do in situations. My job as a father is not to make a better world for them. It is to prepare them for anything the world can throw at them. I mean, you know, they graduate high school and everything. I won't always be there to help. I mean, hopefully I'll always be there for them to call. But, you know, at least they could refer to these videos. And boys, love you very much. So, you know, I'm telling you right now, don't crack your window. Don't go on these social justice crusades. Don't provoke the situation. I can bail you out of jail. I cannot undead you. You know, that's totally fine. You let me handle it. That is if you're a minor. If you get pulled over by law enforcement, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, I'm being a jackass. Cool. He says, you know, I think you've been drinking. Step out of the car for a field sobriety test. If you're, you know, under 18, you say, absolutely, sir. As soon as I call my dad, I don't reach for your phone. Let me call my dad, and he will come down here. I'm a minor, and I need a parent or legal guardian here with me. If he says no, say, okay, well, you call him. Give him the number. Don't reach for your phone. You should have my number memorized. And if he says no still, say, okay, you know, I'll step out. Then can I call? You know, I don't see why they wouldn't say yes at some point to these questions. Okay, they just keep telling you no, fine. Field sobriety test, do them, don't do them. That's kind of your call. Just say, arrest me, take me to jail, and, call my dad from there, whatever the case may be. Or there's a lot of people you can call. Yeah, grandma and grandpa. I've got lots of friends. You will know all of them very well, hopefully, in this environment. So that is what I would tell anybody to do. Again, don't try and put on a show for the internet. It's so tired and boring. Running up and shoving your phone in a police officer's face and antagonizing them and heckling them. It ain't doing any good. Yes, record them. Absolutely. Keep them accountable, third party. Keep your distance and shut your fucking mouth. I just do not understand why you have to be involved. Just be quiet. Don't provoke the situation. Don't agitate them. There's no reason for it. You're not helping anything. That's why all you people keep getting their asses beaten. There's a 17-year-old who flashed a police officer because he thought his high beams were on. Well, the cop pulled him over, like, why are you flashing me? So on and so forth. Well, he tried to play social justice warrior and educate this cop on his job. And, well, guess what? Tried to pull him out of his vehicle. The kid fought the cop. And guess what? He ended up shot and killed. And I think in that instance, the cop was very wrong. I mean, if you're in your mid-30s and you can't take a 17-year-old, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I lean pro law enforcement, but I think their training is very lacking. Now, I personally have around 350 hours of combative martial arts training. I wrestled in middle school. I mean, I have no reason to get into a physical tiff with a police officer, but your average cop just simply is not going to beat me in a fight. I don't currently train. I'm working on it. I do have a punching bag out there in my shop that I'm working on because, it's good exercise and so on and so forth. And I'd like to kind of teach my sons the basics. I almost got my first belt, but then COVID happened and then my first son came along, so it kind of derailed my training. Love to get back into it and love to get my sons into it, just self-defense reasons. But police officers, you've gotten way too trigger happy, and there's some other things that are pissing me off about what you're doing. You respond to a school shooting. There were two cops we watched just charge in full-blown Captain America status and gun down what happened to be one of the trans community human beings, which I've already made that video, but goddamn, they just hurt my brain. If you're a police officer and you're not willing to do that, you need to turn your goddamn badge in. I don't know what to tell. I'm not saying that's absolutely what I would do. I don't know exactly what I would do, but you're wearing body armor. And to any police officer out there, if I show up and there's a school shooting, you better get the fuck out of my way. I will go through you. Again, you ain't going to beat me in a fight. And if you're willing to shoot and kill me, so we're trying to go in and rescue my children, really? So you best get the fuck out of the way. I'm not going to run in there guns a-blazing. There's plenty of weapons. This is another video, and I did discuss zombie survival tricks and stuff, but there's plenty of weapons inside of a school. A fire extinguisher makes a very good one. That stuff is absolutely unbreathable. It hurts badly to breathe it. I did once because my asshole friend blasted me with it, Tom, while I was welding. So there's plenty of weapons. I don't necessarily need it. But you're majorly undertrained to handle a situation with, hand-to-hand combat, which, again, multiple assailants going to the ground is not really an option because, if you're outnumbered, there's a very different story. And again, I am very on the side of police officers because you can't send human beings into these situations and just, there's not a favorable outcome and a cop ended up shooting somebody. Yeah, and self-preservation. I get it. That's fine. But again, people just I don't understand what the hell happened I know exactly what happened. Nobody wants to be a cop because people hate cops and it's become trending and cool to provoke and antagonize them and just do this, well, am I being detained? Blah, blah, blah. Well, fucker, police stations around the country are watching these videos and saying, here's what you do when somebody's being like this. Here's the law that you cite. Here's what you do. So they're coming with their guns loaded and they're prepared for you to do this dumb shit. But nobody wants to be a cop, so have to lower the standards because you need cops. Then we get more bad cops, making people hate cops more. Then you have to lower the standards some more, get more shitty people in to be police officers, and it snowballs. So that's part of what's happened here, and you've lowered the bar to make sure it's all inclusive. And Candace Owens is going to absolutely blast you on this, and I'm going to say it. I'm not going to try and defend myself. I'm not going to say this isn't what I said, because this is what I'm saying. Women should not be fucking police officers. There, I said it. That's not edited. That's not twisted. No, you shouldn't be. In certain occasions, I mean, oh, sure, if Ronda Rousey wants to be a police officer, absolutely. She's an Olympic caliber professional fighter. I mean, I'm just seeing video after video after video of women. You cannot overpower a guy. You just simply can't. Yes, there are women who can. Again, that's the standard. The standard for women needs to be higher, because you are just not going to outmuscle a guy. You just aren't. So cut the bullshit. And you know, Black Lives Matter, it seems like there's a certain template or narrative it needs to follow. Black lives don't seem to matter when a black cop is killed by a white assailant. A black cop kills a black guy, or a perpetrator, or black perpetrator kills a black cop, doesn't matter. Black people gunning each other down in Chicago all day, every day, in Atlanta, in these shit impoverished inner cities. Well, nothing. It's when a white cop has to kill a black thug. Because when a black cop very unjustifiably kills a black guy, let's just say, he goes to prison. And it's not controversial. And you don't see those videos, do you? No. So you're cherry picking. There's millions of hours per minute of police officers being recorded, and you're only taking out the most controversial ones and using it to inflame the masses. And it works every single time. George Floyd, three and a half years ago this happened? The whole I can't breathe thing? We just now, 3.5 years later, seeing the rest of the footage. Candace Owens, again, got her hands on it, and he was saying he couldn't breathe before he was even on the ground. And that cop was not leaning on him hard enough to actually suffocate him. It was determined that he died of a drug overdose. And you morons just take a 3-second clip, riot and protest. You find out you're wrong and just, well, oh, well, but for the times that we're not wrong. And so, I mean, the only time it seems to matter is when it has to fit a template, and it gets us arguing and fighting with each other. Again, the January 6th protest, 41,000 hours of footage, and we saw the 3 minutes of clip on a loop for 3 years. And you can't question what happened before the camera started rolling. Oh, well, you never know, because you're not videotaping stuff just to do it. Somebody has to, like, oh, wait, something's going on here. Let me pull out my camera. So, again, this whole movement, and aren't FBI statistics saying that you're more likely to get shot unarmed as a white guy by a police officer? I mean, yes, there are more of us, so I mean that would kind of make sense. But I mean, if it's twice as many, okay, by ratio, that's still a lot less. I don't know exactly what it is. I mean, again, I don't care. I already talked about it during the Kaepernick video that I did. But yeah, so in closing, don't provoke police officers, videotape them, stay out of the way, and, you know, they're public servants. They're supposed to be here to help. No more of this crack in your window bullshit, trying to antagonize them. I mean, if you're busted, you're busted. You know, oh, I'm going to get them to beat the shit out of me so I can sue or claim police brutality. It's like, well, dude, you're completely shit-faced drunk, which you'd never have good ideas drinking. Just, yo, right here. So yeah, that's pretty much my synopsis of the whole BLM movement. They scammed people out of a bunch of money, just like the LGBTQ community did. I mean, they've gotten hundreds of millions in donations or whatever, and I mean, it's mind-blowing that, I mean, I know black people that completely support that community as they're so oppressed. It's like, dude, you can't say that you're so oppressed and you're such a victim as a black guy because there was slavery for these hundreds of years, and this community shows up freaking yesterday demanding that they have the same impoverished status that you do, and then that's got to be pretty insulting to the average black person, I would think. And I mean, I mean, again, trying so hard to make everything a racial issue or make everything racist is just absolutely screwed up. I mean, you know, you've been screaming it for 16 years. You've taken the teeth out of it. It's got no, you know, it used to be guilty and then there's no proving you're innocent no matter what. But now it's just like, oh, well, okay, you've been screaming it. Oh, well, there's proof, but oh, well, it's not as racist as it could have been. You know, Biden says this fucked up stuff. Well, my daughter wouldn't get pulled over. She's white. She won't have a problem. The black kids are just as smart as the white kids. or the Mexicans or the Filipinos or the Asians, or proceeds to name every race on the planet: the Indians, the Chinese people mixed with the Vietnamese people. Oh, just, I mean, oh, Jesus Christ, that dude hurts my head. Or if you don't know whether or not to vote for me or Trump, then you're not black. I mean, he can say shit like this and you just gloss over it. It's, again, I already did that video of how it's fine when Biden does it and just a horrible travesty when Trump does it. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, everything you said that was going to happen under Trump, it's all happening under Biden. World War III's been here, and it ain't Trump's fault. Again, not going on a pro-Trump tangent here or anything, but so yeah, just please, for the love of God, I mean, nothing shows you care about the death of a kid at the hand of a police officer like looting a bunch of shoes. I mean, just stop it with the riots and the bullshit. Get the full story. I mean, I'm guilty as charged. It's something I learned in the Obama administration. Wait a while to develop opinion. Again, this has been ongoing for years. I mean, when did the Black Lives Matter thing come out? Was it Chris? Was it, or not, Brown? I think, I can't remember which death it was that finally spawned this thing, but even it turned out to be this whole thing is fraud and a hoax. Get more information before you develop an opinion. Again, I'm missing information here, but again, I'm not making these videos 5 minutes after I've heard it. Okay, I've been watching this shit go on for years now. But anyway, that's this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I mean, if you didn't, you're probably not listening. Smash that subscribe button, and I hope to see you again. Thanks for joining me.